Hey guys, I'm back with another booster box market update. So let's get started. First of all, yeah, sorry about not knowing about TCGPlayer sale yesterday for booster boxes. Yeah, I knew it was Pokemon Day, but I didn't really quite make the connection. I was kind of rushed to just make the videos, and I did see it was posted on the main page at some point that there was like a sale, and I was like, wait, how is that possible? But yeah, when I make the videos, I kind of just open the tabs directly, so I don't really keep up with the TCGPlayer news, but I'm guessing this is like a yearly thing. So at this point, I'll probably know. Um, but yeah, first time sort of experience for me. Um, all right, let's get started. So after that Pokemon Day sale, and to summarize for those of you who don't know, TCGPlayer pretty much had a sale with some sellers. I don't really know exactly how the deals are organized, um, but they had sales on things like Twilight Masquerade, Paldea, so Silver Tempest, Stellar Crown, I think Fusion Strike and Lost Origin, if I remember correctly. And so you'll see a bunch of like sudden big amounts of buying activity because they were pretty much at a discount for a certain a pretty low price. Like Paldea, I think was like 195. But you can watch yesterday's video if you want to see the exact price points. Um, and this recently happened during the Black Friday sale, where let's see if I can go back a couple of months. It was probably like right here actually, but yeah. So the sale back then was even bigger. Um, a lot more things were sold. There was like a 10% off sale or something, and that was a little more major. And that also lasted for a few more days. So you just see it's a lot more during that time period. But you did see the market shift, and the market kind of slowed down a little bit after that. Things hit near like new price points, but um, yeah, the thing that like happens with these sales is that a lot of people don't know about the sale, and there's a lot of people waiting for to buy into these boxes who have like capital, and when there is a discount they just sort of rush to the market, and you'll see a bunch of buying activity, but that means that like the money's already been spent, and that money is not available for like the future basically. Like there it's for the future, but like in the near future, like therefore I kind of expect the buying activity to kind of change. um You'll see like there's some more buy activity anyway, but you'll see like the very next day there's probably not gonna be a lot of people buying a ton of these like on sale booster boxes. Like Paldea was usually around 10 to 20 per day, and then now it's like 7 today. uh Paradox is one of the ones on sale, and it was selling at least like 5 to 20 a day, and now it's like 2. So all right, so expect sort of slowdown. Expect that it's going to take some time for the market to recalibrate, but also there are some signs of like some booster boxes. Like I know the history of before, and I have a sense of like, hey, which boxes are like the no brainers if you just think about it, and which ones do have the data support they're going to move up soon. Okay, so I'll just go kind of in order of Scarlet and Violet for this first. So Scarlet and Violet didn't have a sale, and I did notice that um, sales kind of decreased the last couple of days. Like ever since the 24th, they kind of like dropped back down to like around 7, like 5 to 8. Before that, they were around 20. Um, the price though is if you look at sales data, it's still pretty strong. Like for Scarlet Vibe base, um, like it went to the high of like 188 on the 24th, and it's been kind of like slow and kind of like going up and down like a few dollars. Um, Over here, there's like this sell over here, which is like 188, but like it's kind of a 0% seller. So a lot of people are probably ignoring this listing. And then the next listing is like 190, and you just have like 190 for the next quite a few boxes. So the market price I feel like is essentially 190. Um, and even if it stays at that price, that's still really, really good for Scarlet Violet base, which was kind of struggling for a really long time. Like um just a week ago, it was 160, now it's 190. So the fact that it's even staying at this point shows it's a good sign because a lot of people probably this is a box that a lot of people would probably want offload because they don't really like it. because it's not really the best set ever. But the fact that sustaining its price point is kind of a good sign because I told you guys that sellers will offload their stuff on the market, so you'll see the price go up and be like, oh, I have a lot of these, let me sell them, and that'll happen. But it's not really happening that much, so it's kind of just a sign of like how strong the market is for Scarlet Violet base. Um, Next one, Paldea. So Paldea was one of the boxes that did increase a lot. So Paldea obviously, it's a pretty popular set. People consider it like the second or third best booster box set of Scarlet Violet. Um, it was it reached its high of about 240 on the 25th, and the more significant price increase was kind of on the 21st, where it went from 210 to 225, and then it kind of and then went to 240, and then it's kind of back down to 230. It kind of went in the middle, but yeah, it first started seeing big activity on the 21st. Um, it just kind of like got past some resistance. People were hovering around the 200 mark for a really long time, and they just like wouldn't really break that. Okay, when I look at the Paldea's like numbers, Heavy Tech, which I've mentioned several times, like it's one of the like on sale sellers. Like they tried to like freak like I don't know how much they have. They probably have a lot because they keep playing like um, 10 to 20 or 30 or 40 booster boxes at a time at the lowest price. So they probably are just like gradually offloading their booster boxes, which they probably have a lot of. But it seems like yeah, based on the current demand, I get that probably near the sale, some people probably knew about it and they probably didn't buy as much. So it's either going to return to around the 20s per day, or it's going to stay around like the 5 to 7 per day. So if it stays around 5 7, it'll take some time for these booster boxes to go away. Um, but if it goes back to like 20, then it'll still take like at least like 2 days for it to get to the next price point. All these prices are very close to each other, so I don't really expect like a huge increase in Paldea. And then like in the next period of time, like the next couple of days, just because a lot of people already bought into it, they've already used their money. Yeah, once you buy at something at a high price, you can't really sell it unless you just want to take the loss. Um, so that this isn't actually an infinite money machine kind of thing. So yeah, Paldea I kind of expect to go kind of slow, but that doesn't apply for all these booster boxes. Paldea is just one of the ones that like, yeah, it'll probably be a little slow. Obsidian wasn't affected by the sale, at least not like directly, and it's been kind of floundering at this 190 point for a while. When I scroll down, this seller. I think it's probably gonna be around for a while because I'm not sure how many people will buy this. But after this, it's pretty much 194 or 95 booster box, and then here you get like 200. So Obsidian seems like it's kind of primed to rise. To be honest, um, there shouldn't be like that much of it left. And yeah, these price points, it's like a nice jump compared to what I saw at Paldea and SV base. The jump to like it's pretty much already jumped to 195, and then jumping to 190 isn't too far away based on these numbers. So I'm kind of like optimistic for Obsidian pretty soon. All these boxes in Scarlet Violet are gonna go to 200 at least. It's just a matter of time, but like Obsidian is just like showing the signs that's gonna happen pretty soon. Paradox was affected, so 300. So yeah, it's also interesting to just look at these numbers. Like Paldea only had like 100, and but Paradox had like 300. Like there's a lot of Paradox out there. People have a lot of it, because you're able to get so cheap for so long. Paldea was sort of in the state where like we had that reprints. Um, I'm gonna say not. I forget exactly when it was. It was. It feels like the end of last year we got like a reprint. Um, and yeah, so that was how we got more Paldea. But like generally, like Paldea has been a higher price for like longer, but Paradox was like really cheap until just recently. So Paradox, it went back to about the same price as before. It's not quite back at its like high of like on the 23rd or 184, but yeah, it's at 177. If I scroll down, yeah, Heavy Tech is here again. It's like, all right, yeah, I have a ton of booster boxes. Um, and the rate for yeah Paradox has slowed down to like 2 a day. Before that, it was selling at like 5 to 20 a day, but it looks like getting to 180 isn't the hardest thing in the world. This is 180 over here, so you have to get past 33 boxes to go there. So depending on the rate, it could take like a week, it could take a few days. But yeah, Paldea is, I mean, Paradox seems a little slow. Even if it gets to 180, that's not that much big of a price jump. But this is gonna be a little slower. It's definitely affected by the sale. But the good thing is that yeah, the more Paradox gets actually bought, the less of it's available at to sell at the lower prices. Um, that's why sometimes these sales are good just for like flushing out supply. Um, temporal, temporal. I'm just kind of waiting for stuff to sell on Pokemon Center. I think it's gonna just be at this price point for some time. I do expect it to sell out pretty soon. I just checked. I think there's barely anything on Pokemon Center. Even if you don't have like historical data, there's barely anything on Pokemon Center with packs in them. So it's kind of a no-brainer buy, especially in this hot booster box market. All right, Twilight. I see that going up more soon. So it actually is at a new all-time high, even after the sale. So yesterday, actually no, it wasn't. Oh yeah, Twilight wasn't one expected by the sale. I misspoke earlier. Um, but yeah, I think I mentioned it in like yesterday's video. Like the price points, the future price points seem pretty good based on the demand. Like it's selling between like 7 and 15 a day. And I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna reach the next price point. So it's at pretty much $240 now. It's 238. Um, and then let me just filter. Okay, so at 238. What was that yesterday? So it went up. Yeah, it went up $10 from yesterday, and it might stay at this price point for a little bit of time. But yeah, it seems like yeah, there's a good amount of demand for Twilight, and yeah, it just went up $10. So it seems like there's a lot of listings at that price. Um, and it might stay. Yeah, I think it might stay here for a while. I'm just gonna watch see if it drops or not. But yeah, Paldea is like I mean Twilight's doing pretty strong. And then like Surging Spark, Stellar Crown. So Stellar Crown was affected. 730, like that's even more than Paradox. Yeah, this is also very plentiful. There's only 100 boxes left, which is interesting. Like once it gets to like the 70s, like it can always go back up because it just takes one seller to list a bunch of boxes. But it's always interesting. Like yeah, it's really a lot of boxes really went away. Um, yeah, but it's at like kind of. I think it's been at 190 before. Yeah, it's been at 190 on the 23rd, and yeah, that was the only other time it reached this high. So it's pretty much at its previous high. Um, I don't know how it was selling at like 6 to 15 a day, and there's let's see, I do see a bunch of boxes around 190. That's like I'd say like 10 to 12. I just kind of quickly tried to count. I didn't really try to count them exactly. When you get to 195. But yeah, if you can get to 195 relatively soon. Um, yeah, Stellar Crown is just one of those boxes that people have liked for a while, and yeah, the supply really just suddenly like went away. Um, I know it's just like one source, but yeah, that's a lot of boxes sold. 730. They only make so many like booster boxes. Um, but yeah, we'll kind of see with that. But yeah, it's most interesting to see if it maintains its price points. If it does, like though, where all these price points are getting like pretty strong. And I think at this point, since the sale already happened, a lot of people are also not expecting there to be kind of more sales unless Pokemon makes a reprints. Um, yeah, we're reaching like sort of new FOMO effects from the recent sale. And then Surging Sparks. Surging Sparks, yeah, I mentioned this yesterday. Like I was like, oh, people kind of been ignoring Surging Sparks. I feel like because it's just like it doesn't make like dramatic price increases, But yeah, it went from like 260. It's been rising like pretty much every day. Um, since like the 24th. Um, and it's just kind of a new highs. Like it was at like 250 when I like my mind is still kind of in the zone of like, oh, Surgery Sparks is 250 because it was around 250 up until like the 19th, which is like a week ago, a week and 2 days. But then now it's like 260. I was like, okay, so it's 260 now, and then like it's been 260 until like this is still around 260 range, and now it's basically 270. So yeah, it's reaching new highs, and demand is still doing fine. Like, it's probably not as high as like it's still technically lower, but it's still dropping like normally you expect like a very like oh go all the way to zero, but no, it's just kind of staying like level here. If I ever see the number of boxes go down, then I'm like I know we have an issue. We know I know we have a supply issue. It's always been around 200. Um, yeah, I think Surgic Sparks is, and when I look at the listings, a lot of these listings are from like sellers that aren't as well known or people might not buy from. So that's also making it so like I say it's at 269, but it gets to 272, 270, yeah, 272, not too, it's not too far away. And this is 275 right here. So based on the demand, like it's not really that far away from for it to keep going up. It might be kind of a new sort of price rise. Um, okay, so let's go to Scarlet. Let's go to Sword and Shield. But first, to I'm gonna take a break to talk about today's video sponsor, which is Sleep Discord. So Sleep Discord, they have this website called joinsleep.com. All the links in the description. This is all free. They have an Instagram, they have a Discord to join, and there's giveaways, there's drops, there's free. If you want to know any questions about, there's a lot of information here. There's real time information. There's a fact. There's investment strategies. There's success. Um, there's testimonials. It's gonna be free only for so long. um, yeah, they're like, if you want to get on it now, like I know when I joined my like some other discords, they actually gave me a discount for because I was a new member. So even if you don't use it for now, it might be good to have for later because it's not gonna get you cheaper basically. But yeah, people use it for various days. I'm just gonna note this. Like sometimes there's good announcements. Like Target over here, it says that Target has this new policy where you can only get 2 orders a day, and it doesn't matter how much you get per product. So if you got the 151 bundles, you can only order that two a day. If you order any more, orders are canceled, even your previous order. So they're just helpful tips. There's in store stuff, there's whatever. But anyway, thanks to Sleep Discord for sponsoring this video, and I'm gonna get back to it. Um, all right, so Sword and Shield, yeah, Sword and Shield. Honestly, we're just seeing the same thing of like Lost Origin and Fusion Strike are just insane. Evolving Skies is kind of like too high and people are kind of hesitant. And then there's some like discounted boxes in the middle. Rebel Clash still has its on sale box over here. I haven't talked to the Sword Shield base for the longest time, but I haven't seen any activity in like in a month, like literally a month. When you check I don't have it pulled up anymore, but when you check the 1 month graph, I guess I could just pull it up. Um, when you check the 1 month graph for Sword and Shield base, it doesn't even show any sales. Like this is the 3 month pat, and the last sale was on January 30th, and I do 1 month. And there's not even any bars here, so yeah. Sword and Shield base has had zero activity on TCGPlayer. Rebel Flash has this one box on sale. It's been there for a few days. I'm a little surprised it's still there, but it's not surprising considering there was a Pokemon sale yesterday. And honestly, if you have the money, go buy those instead of these. It makes more sense. Darkness Ablaze, it finally hit this 204 price. It's still pretty slow in sales, but it is kind of a new high. And once it gets to 204, once it gets through these 11 boxes, it goes to 208, and all of these are sort of respectable sellers, or at least it looks like it. So, um, you know, people will probably buy them in this order. Um, but yeah, it's still pretty slow. Vivid voltage and battle styles, I mostly just look at the price points and like if there's a change in quantity. Um, Yeah, Vivid Voltage didn't really go up. Battle Styles went up like $5, and it's kind of a new high. Um, I think people kind of noticed that it was kind of the cheapest booster box, so I guess Paradox is technically the cheapest booster box right now. Um, Poor Paradox. uh, but yeah, Vivid Voltage only Sosa demand, like three more sold yesterday, but I know a lot of people still have them. I'm not really holding my breath on that. And then Battle Styles has actually had a lot more activity in the last 2 days. There wasn't really a sale as far as I know. So, but yeah, there was 20 and there was 11 bought on the last 2 days. Um, a lot of them seem to be mostly single sales. So, um, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's actually gonna skyrocket, but yeah, it's kind of going up a little faster than I thought it would. It goes to 190 over here. But yeah, I just know so many people with battle styles from the last Pokemon Center sale. So not sale, but like before it sold out. So I'm not getting too excited unless I see like a lot of consistent data. If I see like it's actually selling for like at least 10 a day, that's a really good sign. I've only seen that for 2 days so far. So I don't want to get overly optimistic on battle styles. Chilling Rain, it's after the sale yesterday. It's gone up to 325, which is above its previous price. Um, yeah, yesterday 65 were sold, and yeah, I think let's see. Let me just filter by these other listings. So you get to 330 over here and 337. So it'll probably stay around the same price. Like it probably go, like it'll probably stay around 330, maybe 335, unless demand kind of slowly increases. I don't know how many people are gonna buy after the sale because people weren't buying that much before, but I would be surprised if it maintains at least this price point. I don't think people are expecting Chili Rain to go down that much more, but it has gone down back to 290 before. So, but yeah, there's just not enough demand to be like it go either way. Um, but yeah, I kind of hope it stays around like at least 325. It'd be nice for it to sustain it. I think we are reaching the ends of how much chili reads out there. Um, Among these guys, nothing too exciting. Um, Except that, yeah, if you ignore this seller over here at 95% feedback, then Among these guys is really like a 1310 or 1320 box. But it's been here before. It just keeps sort of going around 1300, like a little below, a little above. So yeah, I'm not really too excited about one of these guys in that sense. As far as like activity, it's kind of been staying around that point. Fusion Strike is just one of those crazy boxes. Like like these numbers. I just look at these numbers and you kind of forget like how much these numbers really are. You're just like, oh yeah, 487 is normal, but it's like, yeah, Fusion Strike is pretty much a $500 box now. Um, just looking to see. Actually, I'll just look at the TCGPlayer graph. Um, let's see. This this graph is so useless. Yeah, this doesn't tell me like the actual price. Oh, okay, 3 months. Um, yeah, the previous high was around like 490. So we're pretty much reaching the previous high. I'm wondering if we're gonna hit like a Lost Origin effect because Lost Origin also had a previous high of like 400, and so the previous high was 490 for this. So we're just gonna see if we can break that pretty much. But it is returning back to its previous high. Honestly, I think a lot of people like Fusion Strike. They have a lot of optimism for it. And I do kind of think it'll go up because the sales before that were also pretty strong. Um, but yeah, we'll see officially. But I think it'll have an easier time breaking through resistance than Lost Origin did. Billion Stars, it's kind of back. It's always around like 280, 280 to 290. It's been at this point several times before. When I look at the sellers, a lot of these sellers are kind of like 80, not really the best percentage wise of feedback. Once you get to better feedback, you get to like 295, which is a better price. Um, and it gets 300. So like Like technically, if it maintains this 5 or 6 sort of demand like, per day that's been having the last 2 days, then it will go up. Um, I just kind of need to see that sustained because Moon and Stars has been like at this price for forever. Um, Astral Radiance, it went back down to 255 after it was like 260 yesterday. Or it's but after this one seller, this one box, it goes to 260. So it's pretty much a 260, and then it goes to 265 pretty quickly. So and then 275. So like Astral Radiance is more primed to go up than Brilliant Stars, except for the demand. Demand kind of waning a little bit. Three were bought yesterday. If it keeps up at least three a day, it can go up. But we'll have to kind of see if it sustains that. Lost Origin, I think it's finally uh like Lost Origin, like the highest I've ever seen it before was like 400, pretty much exactly 400, and now it's at 404. So it's it's a kind of a good sign. Like there were a lot bought yesterday, and the price is still up. I think Lost Origin might finally be going past its resistance point, and people are finally are going to willing to pay the past 400 prices. And once it's past the 400, people are going to see it's finally increasing. I think there's going to be more sales, honestly. So I'm looking out for Lost Origin, Fusion Strike a lot. Um, Silver Tempest was another box on sale, and it's also increasing even after the sale. Um, yeah, it's been just you see the yellows. It's slow, but it's like steady. Um, yeah, I think Silver is doing pretty strong actually. It keeps showing price increases, and demand isn't like terrible. Um, the main thing is like there's that big sale yesterday, zero bought today. So if it can maintain some of the previous demand, I think it'll keep going up. Um, but if not, then yeah, we have to kind of see on that slowdown. All right, that's it for today's video. Thanks, guys. Bye.